Okay, I'm about to get rolling here on part 11. It's a short day here because today is my anniversary. So I needed to do some things with my lovely wife before I got here. But now I'm here. During the week I did sneak in a couple of hours and do a lot of the finish welding on this stuff, grinding it down a fair bit. There's a bit of grinding here in these bins. Still need to clean up and up in here, but most of that's done. I'm going to focus on this window today. This one's pretty rough too. Pretty perforated, pretty rusty, and it's got this channel here where the cover would go if this had a sliding door, which kind of makes me wonder, is that a thing you can add later? But I'm not gonna do that anyway. So I need to cut this down almost exactly same as the other side. But to be honest, I don't even feel divots or anything in the rust until about down here, so I may not need to go above this. I'm going to clean this with a wire brush, see how it goes. Probably won't get too far today anyway, but I'm going to record it nevertheless. Well, it's always something, isn't it? It's a good thing. Well, let me just show you. So I got busy sanding here, right? You saw all that. And as I'm sanding, I'm breaking through the panel here. I don't know, I have to go back and look, but I don't remember seeing that perforated right there. So I guess it's a good thing about the entire panel after all, because it looks like I'll be cutting that joker all the way off. So yeah. Let's go look at the other side. I wonder if it's in that state already and I just can't see it. I mean, it doesn't, I don't see any bubbling, but I just wonder, because that whole side was sprayed in like red oxide primer. I wonder if somebody did a real quick skim coat and then sprayed it in primer to just make it look okay. I'm gonna hit this with a sander real quick. Okay, we are finally getting rolling here. It has been like maybe like almost 2 weeks, I bet, since I've really been able to do anything because of work, which work sucks. But what are you gonna do? All right, so the first thing I want to do today is, before I get back into the cutting and the welding, is I want to remove this window here because I haven't seen, what the window frame looks like around this guy. But you can see this seal has stopped sealing a long time ago. I could probably just push that out, like just the way it is, almost. But I'm gonna cut it out. So let's do that. Well, it's nowhere near as bad as the other ones, but there's still stuff that needs to be dealt with. And, would I be comfortable just rust converting this and using high build primer to smooth it out? I mean, I got a perforation here I got to deal with. I think one of these back here might be as well. I mean, probably. I think I could probably get away with just rust converting this, because this is all going to be epoxy primed and, then high build primer, sanded down, and then if there's any, bare metal spots, hit it with epoxy primer again, followed by, base and clear. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be cutting a whole bunch on this, to be honest. That's good. I know some people are like, crazy, why you got it done, just do it. But I could spend years on every little thing on this. And at the end of the day, it's really not better. It's not like more waterproof or whatever from the way I'll do it. So, yeah, good news. Okay, then, so what are we going to do today? Well, my gas bottle is running low, so I'm not going to finish welding that back driver window because I'll burn through a whole lot of gas with all those little welds. I'd like to get, this weekend, I'd like to get some main things accomplished, and then I can finish weld later. So I'm going to do this window frame next. Right? And then I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to use an air grinder, basically kind of cut this out, and then use some tape, mark it, cut a patch out, put a patch in there, and then if time permits today, I'll drag the cargo door out and I'll get to work on its window frame. But I think this is probably going to take up most of the time that I want to actually spend today. So let's get busy. Alright, I tried something new this time. I've been using the entirety of the L brackets here, which forces me to like cut this down, the more shallow of the two, but I sort of just now came to the realization this is the actual correct depth. So this ought to be my guide. And that saves me from having to cut as much off of the big ones. I mean, I'm still gonna have to, but at least now I've got a good reference. I don't know why that didn't occur to me till just now, but it's because I'm learning on the job. Okay, so clean that up a little bit, prep it for a weld. Same down there. Cut the two pieces. I'm gonna have to notch it, especially here on the back one, because this angle is more acute. I still need to do a little bit here, even though this is an actual, I mean, it looks 90 degrees, but it doesn't, I mean, the piece doesn't quite fit so perfectly. So, I don't know. You know, I just work with it, make it work. Okay, this is rough welded in now. Then we move on to this guy. By far the worst of them all. And this one's gonna take more metal than the kit has, so I'm hoping that all these little extra bits and pieces I have are enough to fill in the gaps. But we're gonna see. Okay, I am wrapping up this episode. So, what did we get done today, folks? Well, first, we removed the rear window there. We found a little bit of a problem in the window frame, but really not much at all. By comparison, it's practically new. We then moved on to this guy. We got the metal roughed in. I'm not doing any finish welding here because I am running low on gas. You can see I'm down to 500 psi, actually a little under. So I'm just trying to get it tacked together with the gas I got left this weekend, and next week I'll get a new bottle. And then we got the cargo door here kind of rough welded in. That's all the windows. All the windows are roughed in. All the new metal is in place for all the windows. Now they just need to be finish welded and ground. And then I'm gonna, tomorrow, I'm not gonna do any more with this until the new bottle comes. So I'm gonna move on to this tomorrow. And I'm gonna learn as I go here, because that piece goes here, but is tacked underneath this outer piece, and this outer piece is looking a bit crusty, but I don't want to buy a whole new piece because it's just this bit here that's really bad. Although, I mean, arguably some of it is not great, but I don't want to like chop things, because then you have the possibility that it distorts. So if I can just repair, that's what I would prefer to do. So I'm gonna try and get that in, but I think to do that, I'm gonna be doing the passenger floor pan at the same time. So, you know, I don't actually know how I'm gonna do this. You know, I'm gonna probably lay this down, mark where it goes, then most likely just cut the big floor pan out, and probably, you know, go right through here and then right along this edge. Bada bing, bada boom. And then I can clean it up and get it ready so I can weld in the new pieces. I'm just less than, you know, happy about this piece. This is a Clockerome piece, and I mean, look at it. It's not, it is one piece of metal, but they made cuts and then they stamped it. Sorry about the finger. Then they stamped it. And so you end up with like this mangled friggin' piece of metal, which is better than this. But now I'm kind of wondering, now the pictures don't really tell you the real story about what you're getting. Here's what I have learned. When you can get this step for, I don't remember what it was, I think it was just shy of $30, or another step for $60, I'll bet you that other one doesn't have all this bullshit in it. I'll bet you it's just a nice stamped piece of metal that looks pretty much like that thing did from the factory. Lesson learned, buy the more expensive piece going forward. Because that thing over there is made by Clockerome, and this one is made by Clockerome, and they're clearly two different quality pieces. But I'm starting to think that these guys, you know, sub stuff out, and then they just, you get whatever they get. This one is made by Just Campers, and as I mentioned the other day, it's worlds better than the piece that came from Brazil. Anyway, I am rambling now. Let's wrap this day up. I'm gonna accumulate all these together. You're gonna see days, but this is gonna end up being 11. This is the end of 11. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of this. Hope you got as much enjoyment out of this as I did. So, see you on the next one. Peace.